When your cat looks at you, do you actually know what they see?
You probably think they see their owner, the person they depend on, the one they've grown used to, maybe even the one they love, in whatever way cats love. But here's the truth that most cat owners never find out. Your cat has never once looked at you and seen a human being. What they see instead reshapes everything you thought you understood about your relationship with them. And most people miss this entirely, which means they spend years walking past signals their cat sends every single day. Stay until the end of this video, because I'm going to tell you what scientists recently discovered about how your presence physically changes something inside your cat. And once you hear it, you won't be able to unsee it. Here's where it starts. Your cat doesn't think you're their owner. They don't think you're human at all. To them, you are simply a very large, very uncoordinated cat who somehow ended up in their colony. Animal behaviorist John Bradshaw spent years studying feline social behavior, and his finding was this. Dogs evolved an entirely separate behavioral mode for interacting with humans. Cats never did, not even close. When your cat presses their face against your leg, when they groom your hand with slow, deliberate strokes, when they bump the top of their head into your chin, they are not doing a human-friendly version of something. They are doing the exact same thing they would do with another cat they fully trust. No modification, no translation. The real thing. And if you stop and think about what that actually means, it's staggering. Your cat, a creature built on instinct and self-preservation, looked at this enormous, clumsy, tail-signal illiterate being sharing their space and made a quiet decision. You're one of mine. Not a keeper, not a provider. One of their own. And that single belief quietly drives everything that comes after it. Think about the last time your cat dropped something at your feet and just stared at you. Maybe it was a dead mouse. Maybe it was still moving. Maybe it was something as ordinary as a hair tie, placed at your feet with the same solemn focus as if it were prey. Most people laugh it off, or quietly dispose of it and move on. But that moment is one of the most genuinely devoted things your cat will ever do for you. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not to feed them, but to teach them. Survival is not explained, it is shown, over and over, until the kittens can do it on their own. And when your cat drops something at your feet and watches your face, they are running that same deep, ancient program. Except you are the kitten. They watch you every day. You never chase anything. You never hunt. You simply open a cold box and food materializes. To them, you are hopelessly, almost tragically unskilled, and instead of writing you off, they try to fix it. Some bring dead prey. Others bring it still alive, giving you a real window to practice, stubbornly optimistic about your chances. If your cat has ever placed a toy at your feet and made that specific urgent sound while looking between you and the object, that is the indoor version of the exact same lesson, curriculum adjusted for your limitations. Notice the difference, though. Drop and stillness and a steady stare, that's a lesson. Drop and immediate excitement, that's an invitation to play. But in either case, out of every quiet corner in your home that demands absolutely nothing from them, they brought it to you. That is not nothing. Here is something that will quietly change how you remember every close moment with your cat. When you lean your face toward them, when you move in close, when you hold something right in front of their nose, your cat cannot actually see you clearly. Anything within roughly 10 inches of their face becomes an unfocused blur. Your expression dissolves. The look you're giving them specifically disappears into soft shapes and light. And the clarity doesn't improve much at a distance either. Where you see sharp lines and fine detail, your cat experiences the world in outlines, movement, and shadow. They almost certainly do not recognize your face the way you recognize theirs. That sounds, for just a moment, like something sad, until you realize what they built in its place. Where their vision falls short, everything else in their body compensates with a precision that is almost unsettling. The subtle shift in how you carry your shoulders walking down the hallway. The rhythm of your footsteps through the floor at different hours. The way your breathing sounds on a normal night versus a hard one. They register all of it, constantly, without effort. And underneath everything, there is scent, rich and layered, and more permanent than any image. Your cat does not keep a picture of you. They keep the whole feeling of you. The exact, unrepeatable combination of motion and sound and scent that every part of their system has learned to recognize as safe. Which is what makes what comes next land so hard. Your cat meows at you all the time. You probably think that's just their personality, just what cats do. It isn't. Adult cats living among other cats almost never meow at each other. It is genuinely not a significant part of how they communicate. They have an entire language built on posture, tail position, eye contact, scent, and sounds pitched below what humans reliably notice. Meowing is something kittens do. It is a pure survival call. I am cold. I am hungry. I need you to come. As they grow and become independent, they leave that sound behind entirely. Except for one situation, when they share a life with you. Your cat discovered early on that you simply do not read their signals. The tail means nothing to you. The slow blink goes unnoticed. Every channel that works perfectly between cats is basically invisible to you. So they went back. They pulled out the one sound from the very beginning of their life. The sound that once reliably brought warmth and food and presence. And they rebuilt it, shaped it, tuned it specifically to you. And over time, it stops being a single sound. The meow for hunger starts sounding different from the meow that just wants your attention. The sound at the front door is nothing like the one at 3 a.m. when they want you awake for reasons that will remain entirely unexplained. They built a private language, one that exists only in the space between the two of you, works for no one else, was made for no one else. That sound has no version in the wild. It was invented because your cat decided at some point that you were worth the effort of reaching. That is not habit. That is devotion, wearing the shape of sound. And now, what I told you I'd come back to. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University ran a study on feline attachment that the scientific community did not see coming. The design was straightforward. A cat and their owner in an unfamiliar room. Owner leaves for 2 minutes. Owner comes back. Researchers watch. What they found was that more than 60% of cats showed secure attachment, the same psychological pattern that human infants form with their primary caregivers. The same wiring, the same structure, mapped onto a completely different species. While the owner was gone, the cats contracted, vocal, stressed, withdrawn. When the owner returned, something in their entire system let go. Not just calmed, released. They moved through the room again. Their bodies softened. Their breathing settled. Nothing in the room had changed. The only thing that changed
was that you walked back in. Now carry that back to where we started. Your cat sees you as one of their own, their colony, their equal. That isn't just a social gesture. It runs all the way down into the nervous system, into the part of them that is millions of years old, the part that decides what is dangerous and what is safe, what to flee and what to move toward. Your presence has become a signal in your cat's body, the thing that tells every quiet survival instinct running in the background that the threat is past, that the perimeter is clear, that right now everything is okay. They don't need you to be perfect. They don't need you to understand every sound or catch every signal or correctly interpret the thing their tail is doing. They just need you to show up. Because somewhere along the way, without any announcement, your cat made a decision about you. They decided your return was the thing that made stress dissolve, that your presence was the thing that turned an unfamiliar room into somewhere they could breathe, that you, this oversized, slow, endearingly oblivious creature, were worth every adapted meow, every dropped mouse, every slow blink you almost certainly missed. Tonight, when your cat finds you in a room and something in their body goes quiet, ears settling, eyes going soft, the whole length of them releasing into the space beside you, don't rush past it. That is not tiredness. That is not coincidence. That is an animal whose entire ancient nervous system is saying, and the only language it has, that they are exactly where they belong. To your cat, you are not a human. You are not an owner. You are the place where their guard comes fully down, the one presence that makes any room safe enough to rest in. And they didn't stumble into that. They chose it. Every single day, they choose it again.